Okay, so as promised from earlier, I'm going to show you how I make the sauce for my gnocchis, which are cooked according to the package. I added a little bit of butter according to the instructions for this recipe, but I didn't have any, so I used Smart Balance, which I guess is like a healthier alternative anyways, since a lot of you guys are cutting out butter from your diets and all that nonsense. So I did end up keeping that reserved chicken juice, and I added my, in quotations, butter, Smart Balance, and then I'm going to add 2 garlic cloves, and I'm going to saute them just a bit, just a little bit, just until they get a little bit fragrant, and I'm going to take a step back so that you guys don't get all fogged up. Now that I'm starting to smell them, I'm on a medium heat, and I guess I can lower it just a hair. I am going to add 2 tablespoons, roughly, of butter, or of flour, my bad. Just added the butter. And you're going to stir it. This will form a roux. And just stir, 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 stir. And it's turning very doughy, which is exactly what you want in a creamy sauce. I'm sorry for my very poor camera skills. Okay, cool. So now that I have my roux, I'm going to very slowly add 1 1/4 cup of milk. Slowly, of course, but also not too slow, because I do not want this to like cake up and get hard on me. So let's it would be an awful tasting cookie if it did. So I'm going to add the rest of my milk, even though it said to do it slowly. I usually don't really follow that rule, honestly. And let's keep stirring and stirring and stirring. And I really should just get a whisk real quick. That's what I should have done from the beginning, if I was smart. Sorry guys, I'm so sorry. Let me put you down for just a second. Alright, I'm gonna apologize because this video is probably gonna make a lot of people dizzy. Very sorry. Alright, now that I got my whisk, I'm gonna whisk, 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 and just keep whisking because I want that to mix nicely. Alright, so slowly added my milk, and I'm whisking, whisking, whisking. I am going to want to now stir in my spinach, and I'm going to cook that for probably about 3 to 5 minutes, or until wilted. I have my chicken ready as well. I have a lot of spinach to go in here, so we will add spinach. It says 3 cups in the recipe. However, I'm a very big fan of spinach, so I'm just going to add a lot of it because it wilts down like no one else's business. So, spinaching it up, and this will wilt down like absolute crazy, and it'll be really, really, really yummy. So 3 to 5 minutes, which if you're cooking on more of a medium heat, you really don't have to wait that 3 to 5 minutes. It just kind of varies until that spinach is wilted, but it's starting to cream up really, really nicely. You don't want it too thick. You can always add more milk if you need to as well. So I'm gonna stir until my spinach is wilted, and then I'm going to add about 1 cup of Parmesan cheese, but you can do it to taste. I mean, some people have different personal preferences as far as cheese. And you know, like I said, if y'all are on certain diets, you may not want the full cup of cheese. This is very creamy, but the Parmesan is going to add salt, which is why I didn't add any salt to this, because it's a salty cheese. So I'm going to wait until very, very last after I put my cheese in to go ahead and add salt. And this would also be a good side dish, like instead of putting it over something, it'd make a great creamed spinach if you added a lot more spinach. So now that my spinach is starting to wilt, which is exactly what I want. It looks so good. I'm going to keep on stirring. Stir, 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 stir. I am going to add my cheese, if I can get this spinach. Oh well. Spinach off, and it doesn't seem to want to, so it's just gonna have to go over there. And like I said, about a cup, but I'm gonna eyeball it. I don't know I don't feel like measuring, and I love cheese, and I'm not on a diet, even though I should be. Mindful of what I eat. Really need to lower this. This is nice and creamy. Absolutely delicious looking, super creamy, super cheesy. I mean, look at that. It's like the epitome of cream. So I'm just gonna, stir this a couple more times, and then really would like the spinach to come off, but oh well, I'll pick it off later. It looks absolutely delicious. I'm gonna lower my heat down to off, and I can add my gnocchis in, and I can also move this out of the way, and I can cut up my chicken a little bit smaller. It depends on your preference. Mine are nice slices, chicken from earlier in the first video, but I think I'm gonna cube it a little bit more and then add it, and then I will pour this sauce over top of my gnocchi. And there you go, guys. I mean, it's super, super easy. Super, super simple. I might not add all of the sauce, and I might make a big mess, but that's kind of a given in my kitchen because I am not I'm a messy cook. So we're gonna stir this up in. Yep, and it's spinning around on me. So add some chicken. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it in nice big strips, honestly, is what I want to do. I'm gonna add about half of it to this and stir it on up. And there you go, guys. Looks delish. Have a nice night, everybody. I hope you enjoy.